Welcome to The Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Alex Kozora. It shouldn't come as a shocker, but it's been a tough couple of days to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. As anticipated, the roster has been gutted. Bud Dupree, gone. Mike Hilton, goodbye. Matt Feiler, off to the West Coast. Vince Williams, contract terminated. Tyson Alualu, back to Jacksonville. Other names will soon follow. Pittsburgh's roster is going to look a whole lot different in 2021, and it's going to look a whole lot worse. There's really only two good things to come out of this situation. One, Pittsburgh should have a healthy amount of money next season. The cap's going to balloon up again, bouncing back after contracting in 2021. Assuming Big Ben's contract is largely off the books aside from a tiny bit of dead money, the Steelers will have cap space. Not quite as much as you may think. After all, they only have 17 players under contract for 2022, but they'll have a lot more breathing room this time next year than the penny-pinching offseason they're going through right now. They'll also be flush with comp picks. Bud Dupree will likely net them a third, Matt Feiler a fifth, Mike Hilton a 5 or a 6, and that's yet to factor in guys like Juju Smith-Schuster and Alejandro Villanueva. Teams can only receive a max of 4 comp picks per season, but odds are strong Pittsburgh will reach that max. So they're going to have picks, and they're going to have money. Here's how I sum up the 2021 Pittsburgh Steelers. Their situation reminds me so much of the 2020 New England Patriots. There's one obvious difference, of course. Pittsburgh still has their quarterback while the Pats lost theirs. But the Steelers have already begun their transitional phase. It's just a little less obvious. New England's roster this past season was gutted due to player opt-outs, losing names like Donta Hightower, Patrick Chung, and Marcus Cannon. Last season was a bust, and the Pats limped to an ugly 7-9 record. Now, they're rebuilding. Belichick is throwing money at every free agent on the market, and their future looks a whole lot brighter for 2022 than it did this time 8 months ago. They're not yet contenders and still searching for a long-term option at quarterback, one they figured to address in this year's draft. That sounds like where Pittsburgh's going to be at a year from now. More cap flexibility and the search for their franchise quarterback to replace their outgoing Hall of Famer. But for the moment, they're about to go through what the Pats did in 2020. Maybe not quite as bad because Pittsburgh has a better quarterback situation, but they're going to feel the pain of a devastating offseason. 2022 is the light at the end of the tunnel, but 2021, it's going to look pretty dark. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with myself and Dave Bryan every Tuesday and Friday.